Summer is around the corner. In the dead of the sweltering, blistering, boiling summer, it's time to reach for a white t-shirt. A thin, light-colored material as your last Hail Mary defense against the hot heat. Well, today we're gonna match 10 perfect summer fragrances to that cool white t-shirt vibe. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Magnifiscent, and welcome to the Nashville Sweatbox. Woo! Hee-hee! Hot stuff. Over the summer, it's custom to reach for freshies. You have your blues like Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage. Yep, still don't own it. You've got your fruity fun times like Herba Pura or Hashavat. You even have your summer night tailored scents with darker undertones like Oud Lemon Mint or Acqua di Gio Profumo. But for that oppressive hot summer day, white t-shirt, hanging out, fun in the sun type attitude, we need light, airy, crisp scents with elements like citrus, watery notes, or sometimes even white musk can bring an alluring nature to an otherwise transparent freshie. We're gonna cover all those bases today, but first, have we covered the importance of subscribing? We haven't? Oh, well, that may be the most important thing you can do to support the YouTube channels you love. If you love mine, join the fam, become an official nostril, and together we will elevate our collective summertime fun. Hit that like button and let's get into my top 10 perfect fragrant matchups to your white t-shirt collection. The doctor is now in. Let's start with an obvious one. Light blue Eau Intense. Honestly, anything from the light blue line just screams summertime white t-shirt weather, with the central grapefruit note running throughout. But I prefer Eau Intense over the original or several of the flankers being an eau de parfum concentration, therefore giving it a slight edge when it comes to longevity. All are still great though, and very similar smelling. So in my opinion, Eau Intense is the most versatile and more likely to be noticed after a few hours of wear. Same with this next one. Armani's Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum really shocked me as one of my favorite summer releases in recent history. I really wasn't expecting to be that blown away. Because Acqua di Gio has been around for like, I don't know, almost 30 years or so. And the modern formulation of the original Eau de Toilette is so pathetically watered down. But the new EDP is so miraculously modernized. Just shows you the timelessness of the ADG DNA. Coincidentally, both this and Light Blue Eau Intense were both composed by Alberto Marias. And they both have a freakishly similar vibe. As a collector and content creator, I'm happy to own both, but that may be redundant to the average small collection. Therefore, I say before you buy any of these, try them both and see which one you dig more. Of course, if you dig both, there's no shame in getting both, but that's just me. If you love an ice cold glass of lemonade in the hot summer though, you will absolutely love Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. I feel like this one deserves more love than it gets. I love the whole Chanel Allure line, but I think this one may be my favorite. The sweet, creamy, lemony vibe has a nice, subtle, unique twist compared to the majority of watery, sporty, shower jelly freshies competing. It also performs a lot better than the majority of its summertime peers. This one is worth a whiff, and I do find this to be the much better, upgraded version of this next lemony summer scent. Right now, we're gonna rattle off 3 Cologne-style releases from 3 massive brands. But I'll tell you right now up front, if you had to choose between Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche and this next one, I would go with the Chanel personally. I have no choice though. I have to mention Dior Homme Cologne. If you've been following me, you know my caveats with this release. First off, everyone knows it's one of the weakest performing fragrances ever. And my other disappointment is its lack of iris. That's what we love the Dior Homme line for. This should not be in this line. Imposter! Sorry. But for this list, I wanted to go easy on them for a change. Let's be straight up. It does smell really great, especially on a blazing hot, sweaty day. And some out there may prefer its subtle performance and more basic scent. So if that's you, it's worth a test drive. But before you drop that Dior money, check out Dior Homme Sport first. Freakishly close in appeal, but a little more depth and shockingly way better performance. Especially for a modern release, this is actually a brand new one of the current batch they're currently selling in stores now. And I was really shocked about how long it lasted and how powerful it really is. If I had to choose between the two of these, I would absolutely choose Sport, but it's not all about me. Just kidding, it is all about me. No, just kidding about being kidding. It's all about you, my dear nostrils. And for this white t-shirt themed list, I have to admit, Dior Homme Cologne, it fits perfectly. And I can say the same for this next choice. A massive upgrade when it comes to the scent, but pretty much neck and neck when it comes to performance. Regardless, I'm absolutely head over heels for the sadly long discontinued Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Cause this flanker stays true to the line, which is famous for its bitter almond note at its core. This is such a great, light, airy, summery version of the L'Homme Ideal DNA. The catch with this one though is its scarceness. It's getting trickier and trickier to find at a decent price nowadays, and in my opinion, completely worth the discontinuation tax, so to speak. Don't worry though, I have great news. If you can't find it or if the price has been jacked up to an unreachable realm, you can always go with the much easier to find L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé, which I still have yet to get my nose on, but I hear it's practically the same scent repackaged. Of course, if price is a factor for you, well, that rules out this next one. But I also have no choice but to mention Aventus Cologne by Creed. Full honesty, bear in mind the modern formulation of the original Aventus is practically a full-blown summer freshie nowadays. So if you had to choose one over the other, I would go with the OG. But as a collector and a fan of Aventus, yeah, I'll admit it, I really do enjoy wearing the Cologne flanker in the hot summer. I got lucky enough to stumble across this one at a massively discounted price. I couldn't refuse. Have to confess, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't a single modern day Creed which justifies their retail price. I believe for the most part, you're kinda paying for the name. So I think this is a great addition to your collection if you're a die-hard Aventus fan and a Creed purist, because the quality is indisputable. I will always prefer supporting the brands who create the original scent DNAs over the clones, but considering Creed's absurd asking price, you may be better off either trying out some clone options or waiting until you can spot one seriously marked down. And if you need a visual cue to match that white t-shirt vibe, let's talk about Galloway by Parfums de Marly in the matching white t-shirt bottle. I mean, it's not like t-shirt material, it's glass. Another underrated one from this brand, I think. And I get why. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just an easy, light, fresh, citrusy, and slightly powdery wear. Some may think it's too middle of the road for its asking price, but the difference between something like Galloway and something like Aventus is, well, its performance for one thing. It's a lot longer lasting in true PDM fashion. Full disclosure, mine is an older bottle. I think I got this like 3 years ago, so it may have been reformulated. I'm not entirely sure. But even if it is now a little more watered down, it still has a marvelous, musky, sexy base, which inevitably aids its longevity. And in my view is one of the elements which helps to set it apart from a lot of other mainstream designers. I have a feeling the current batches will do the job just fine. I still highly recommend and absolutely do not recommend purchasing through retail. Luckily, Parfums de Marly's are really easy to find all over the discounters. Just like Gentle Fluidity Silver by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Way too expensive at the mall, but this one in particular, so crisp, so elegant, so sensual. Pure summertime class.
Hello, handsome.
You're a good smelling fella, you know that? I call it the gin and tonic fragrance because it's got juniper in there, some coriander, and also some white musk. This is one of my go-to summertime everything scents. Not nearly as beastly as Galloway, but the performance is perfect on me. Not too strong to be cloying, but not too weak to where it fades in 20 minutes. If that's your thing, then just go with Dior Homme Cologne. You're right. I said I'd go easy on him. Sorry, bud. But I can't help it. I just find rapidly dispersing fragrances a waste of money. So I was pleasantly surprised and a little shocked the first time I tried it, and I could still get whiffs of myself after several hours, which is a huge advantage if you only have the cute little baby 35 ml bottle like me, because even on the discounters, it's still an MFK. Getting a smaller quantity will definitely save you a few bucks. So that being said, why don't we, for the love of God, throw in a cheap gem? And for like 15-20 bucks, Azzaro Pour Homme L'Eau qualifies as Mega Gem. It's Mega Gem. Beware. Watch out for Mega Gem. Anyway, now this was a total shocker. Not only for its unbelievably great smell, I was expecting this to be a full-on synthetic mess, considering it costs less than a can of Pledge. Okay, I may be exaggerating a bit. I was also expecting it to disappear like a fart in a hurricane, but it is solid when it comes to performance. Azzaro has quickly become one of my favorite super cheap, super high quality brands, and the whole Pour Homme line is one of the best fougères money can buy. L'Eau is just a great example of a fresh summer flanker holding true to the core DNA of the line. If anyone from Dior is watching, pay attention. I love how Azzaro Pour Homme L'Eau retains the class and sophistication of the original Pour Homme, but with just a nice, refreshing, citrusy twist. Finally, we'll end with Tonka 25 by Labo. A highly sprayed contender in my world. Doesn't look like much, but considering my collection, that is quite a dent for me. It may have become my all-time favorite from Labo. Well, besides Tobacco 28, of course. But obviously not white t-shirt approved, unless you want a brown ring around your collar. Nobody wants that. Tonka 25 is just the perfect summer scent, with almost a deceiving name because the tonka bean in here is more of a supportive role. On my skin, it's all about citrus and cedar, high-pitched and bright, but obviously skin chemistry makes all the difference because I've heard different reports from other reviews. I think just because they strive to use mostly natural ingredients. I don't know for sure, that's just what I've heard, but they do smell very natural, something Emily and I love about this brand. And I don't know this for a fact, but it seems like if you're substituting natural oils for aroma chemicals, it seems to be more consistent from skin type to skin type. Therefore, this is a brand you absolutely want to try for yourself before buying. And luckily, Les Labo boutiques are literally everywhere, and if there isn't one by you, it's super easy to order samples online. And sampling first is something I will always encourage, as well as continuing to encourage you to subscribe, just like the Plain White Tees once said. Finally! It's our time now. Also, don't forget to like and ring the bell so we can feel your rhythm of love. Share me with your white t-shirt wearing pheromone challenged friends and family. Blast us out onto your socials. Come on. Every second counts. Is anybody getting these references? Where my emo nostrils at? And like always, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're wearing this summer when you put on your favorite white t-shirt, or just ask me anything. Let's have a fragrant chat. I'm warming up my thumbs already. And join me next time. I'll be back, don't worry. Keep your shirt on. Go out and have the funnest summer ever. And stay smelly while doing it. The doctor is out.